Hey guys, it's Stephanie here with Nutrix Dog Training. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do a prong collar sit. This one's pretty easy, but you'll want to have already watched the Prong Collar 101 and how to introduce your dog to the prong collar videos, because they need to have knowledge of what pressure on, pressure off means. So if you haven't done that already, go do that first and then come back. I'm going to be demoing this on my deaf dog Ellie today. That way I can kind of show you guys what to do if your dog breaks command, because she can't hear me, so it's kind of a trick. But for prong collar down, what you're going to do is literally pull upwards on the prong collar and then release once their butt hits the floor. And some dogs might be really resistant to it, so don't let the pressure off. Just keep holding it up until they sit down. You can also guide them with your finger on the back tailbone while pulling up and then release. And then if you're working with food the first few times, you can guide with food kind of over their nose and backwards while pulling up and release if they're having a difficult time with this, but most dogs get this one pretty quickly. So if your dog breaks the sit command, all of my commands have stay built into them, so you won't hear me say the word stay with dogs. It's implied. If I want you to sit, I want you to sit until I say don't. And I actually don't really care if a dog lays down if they're sitting like over a minute. I can't really think of situations where I've needed dogs to stay sitting instead of laying down, but that's all up to you. If you want a dog that sits and only sits when you say it, you can reinforce that with a no and guide them back into position. But that's what you'll do if your dog breaks command. If your dog breaks a sit, you'll say no and guide them back into sitting position. So you won't repeat the command. You won't say no, sit. You'll just say no. So I'm going to try and get Ellie to break a sit really quick, since she's deaf and can't hear me. So I'm not going to give her the official command, so she'll probably follow. So I'd say no, and then mark it back with a sit. But right now she's not in command, so no, that would be what you do. So if I wanted Ellie to not move, I'd give her a sit, and then you can start upping distractions by moving around the dog. No, you can start throwing toys, you can throw food, and you'll want to start all of this inside in an area without a lot of distractions, so that there's only kind of one thing messing with them at a time, and you can steadily add in more things, move it to outside on pavement, start adding distractions, move it outside to your yard, adding distractions. So keep upping the ante so your dog knows that sit means sit no matter what. And then if you give them the free or okay, depending on what you choose, I usually use free because I accidentally say okay all the time, but give them the free word and they're allowed to go. So you want to do a lot of repetitions of sit, free, sit, good, free. And you'll just want to do that over and over in a bunch of different scenarios, so you really drive it home to your dog that sit means sit.